Hey, what's going on YouTube? Alabama Reloader here. So it's just 4:03 a.m. Getting geared up to head into the deer woods. Gotta fill up with gas. We got a long way to go. So, heading over back to that property that my dad and my uncle have. Really hoping I can put something on that rack back there this morning, but we'll see. So, day after Christmas, and I'm over here in shorts and flip-flops. It was like 60 something degrees yesterday, Christmas Day, and then it's going to get a little bit cooler today though. Temp's going to start dropping. It did overnight, got a little bit cooler this morning, but still nothing crazy. But let's get this thing going. But temps did drop a little bit overnight. Now we're let's see, I think the high today, good and full. Let's see, high today, let's see, I don't need a receipt. I don't want to be that depressed. I think the high today is in the low 50s, and that was back a couple hours ago, just after midnight, and the temp's been dropping ever since. We had a front come through. It rained a ton Christmas Day, and I'm over here jamming out. Seek you first. That's a good song. So, had the front come through, and now I'm hoping them deer are gonna be on the hoof. We'll see. But got a long ways to go. Got a 2-hour drive ahead of me. I'll have to fill up with gas because I was just about out. But all right, y'all stay tuned. I brought my little scope adapter with me. I'm only gonna hunt the morning though. I think I gotta be rolling by like 11. Need to get back to the house. So I'm really hoping that since this front pushed through, maybe they'll be on their feet, up and moving around, try to get something to eat this morning. Haven't really been seeing much over there on that property as far as my uncle getting pictures and stuff. And, my dad's been there a couple times. He said he hadn't really seen much movement. And then, of course, I went the other day, didn't really see anything. I don't think I saw anything the other day. So, we'll see. But you ain't gonna kill nothing from the couch. So, y'all stay tuned. See what we can get into. she's smoked. She is smoked. I gotta go back and watch the replay of that, but let's go. Holy smokes. Oh man, I'm super pumped. Meat in the freezer, baby. Alright guys, so I was sitting up there. It's about 115 yards from where I was sitting to where I shot the doe. She was just inside these pines here, just off the edge of the field. And I came down to look. I got a pretty good idea whereabouts she was standing when I took the shot. And I started looking around. Couldn't really find any blood. Now go back and watch at the time of the shot. All right, go back and pause it and try to, you know, manipulate it a little bit to where you can get right to the point where I break the shot. And I'm not happy with the shot placement. I thought, in my mind, I thought I took a better shot than what I did, but I went back and I watched the video, and it was definitely further back than I would have liked, and it was higher than I would have liked after going back and watching it a few times and pausing it and really honing in on the shot, the area of the shot. It was definitely not a well executed shot, and part of that, obviously, it's on me. The whole shebang is on me, but part of it was I was trying to get this thing filmed, right? I was trying to film through the scope, so I was looking through my binoculars, trying to figure out, you know, which deer I was going to shoot. And then, you know, again, there was not a ton of openings you guys saw in the video. If the deer just kind of meandering back and forth, you know, you got to take the shot, best shot you know that you can get, which I did. But the way I was trying to get it on film, I did not take a good shot. So nevertheless, I found the doe. She is dead. Praise God, because I was getting pretty worried. Here we go. Finally found a little bit of blood. Okay, so let's backtrack then. Where's this blood? We got some right here. Because what she must have done, if we got blood right here in relation, I shot her over there because I saw one of the deer turned and went back down that direction, kind of to my right, to my left as I'm standing now. And so I thought that was her, but she must have circled back or something, because I'm finding blood. Okay, this is the first blood I found. There's some right there. So she must have, yeah, there we go. Okay, there's some blood. There's some right there. Yeah, she must have turned around. There's some blood right there. Yeah, she had to have sort of wheeled around a little bit, because she was facing that way, if you remember in the video. So she had to have wheeled around a little bit and come this way. Yeah, there's her blood right there, a little bit on that branch. Okay. All right, so she did bleed. I was getting a little worried. That's what, when I first come down and started looking for blood, I was just looking in the wrong spot, it would appear. Okay. All right, well, that's much better. That makes me feel better then. I was off. I could have swore I thought it was that other doe that went that direction. Okay. All right. not a ton. That's the other thing too. If you don't have a good blood trail in these pines, man, it can be difficult to track a deer through heavy pine cover where you got all these pine needles on the ground. She's right there. But, yeah, I'm not thrilled with the shot placement after I went back and looked. Now this is with the, I'm shooting the 243 Winchester, my rim arms, Remington 700. Yes, sir. Chambered in, this is a CDL, chambered in 243 Winchester. So, that's what I'm talking about. So this was, right up here was the entry. See how high that is on her? Yeah, it's not, definitely not good shot placement. So, so possibly had a, yeah, it did. Okay, it exited. Okay, this was the Nosler Partition, the 85 grain that I just shot some a couple days ago to check my velocity. It was running, I think, 29.43 on average out of 3 shots. So you could definitely push it a lot faster. Somebody actually mentioned that in the comments, which, yeah, you can push it faster if you want to. I mean, don't necessarily have to, at least in my situation, I don't. But it punched right through her. I just didn't, I would have liked to have held a little bit lower. So, all right, well, now the fun begins. I need to drag her out of here and get her gutted. All right, y'all stay tuned for a little bit more. All right, everybody, we're gonna wrap this thing up. So super pumped about today's hunt. Man, I was a little worried when I went back and looked at that shot on camera, which I will bring up. That is what's really nice. If you can get into trying to film your hunts, do some self-film stuff, whatever, you know, it provides instant valuable feedback right after you take the shot. Because again, in my mind, I'm telling y'all, I really thought I put a better shot on that doe than what I actually did. And so I mean, it just goes to show, right? I mean, and I had the gun set up in a Bog Death Grip tripod, so it wouldn't go anywhere. You can tell from the video. It's not like I was freehanding the shot or anything. I mean, I had plenty of time and nice stable setup. You know, it just, I had it a little too high and a little farther back than what I thought I did. So that is one thing that's really nice about, you know, filming your hunts and getting the shot on camera. Now, the downside to that is what I was talking about, trying to get a shot on that first doe. You guys watched that for like 6 minutes, I think, trying to get a shot on that first doe. And I was checking through my binoculars to make sure there's nothing else back in the pines, because those bucks will cruise back and forth in those pines and kind of, you know, they're not just going to run right out into the field and start eating. So I kept watching that and then trying to get it on camera, you know, trying to get the shot on camera, trying to wait for a good shot, the whole nine. When otherwise, if I wouldn't have been trying to film it, I would have shot that first doe probably, yeah, I would have shot her pretty quick. So, because she did present you know, some good shot opportunities, but oh well. So, awesome hunt. You know, couldn't be happier. You know, just praise the Lord. Got to hang out with my dad, doing stuff that we love to do. So, couldn't be happier. Got a doe on the ground. Got her strapped to the rack on the back of the vehicle now. Heading to a processor. I highly recommend Weaver's Meat Processing out in Hartselle. You guys I've actually shown videos of their setup before, like their 24-hour drop-off cooler and stuff. I've shown that before, but not today. I'm not gonna take this doe over to Weaver's today And really the main reason is because I'm just gonna get the whole thing ground up, turned into hamburger meat. I'm not gonna get any specialty stuff done. I'm not, nothing of that sort, which Weaver's does a great job if you just want to get ground meat too. But there's a processor out closer to where I live. It's called Jenkins Processing. I think the guy's name is Alton Jenkins, maybe. I think. It could be way off on that, but last name is Jenkins. He's over in Gurley, Alabama, and it's only like a 30-minute drive from my house, whereas Weaver's is a 1-hour drive, one way. Jenkins is just 30 minutes, so he does a great job. I mean, I've dropped several deer off to him over the past few years, and I've never had any issues using him. He always does great work too. So if you're over in that area looking for a good processor, I recommend Jenkins. But that's it. I'm just gonna head back. Got about a 2-hour drive ahead of me, so got to get this doe dropped off over to him. And then one thing I will mention is these socks are dynamite. All right, my brother has been using, they're called Darn Tough, I think is the name of them. Yeah, Darn Tough socks, and I want to say they're made in the USA. Go double check me on that. But my brother's been using them for a little while now, and he told my wife about them, like, hey, this is what you need to get him for Christmas. And she got me a pair of what I think are the boot socks. I think that's what I wore today. And then she also got me a pair of the hiking socks. The ones I wore today, I think they're a little bit more insulated, possibly. I really don't know. Didn't look up too much information about it. I just know I wore those things today, and the temps were, probably anywhere from 38 up to 45, somewhere in that range, all morning, and got set up around 6 a.m. and then I walked out at like 10:30. Walked out of the woods about 10:30, so you're talking a little over 4 hours sitting in the woods. And I didn't take my boot blankets because I wanted to test the socks. That was part of today's trip too. I wanted to test the socks and see how they would hold up just wearing those and my boots, which my boots, they've got very thin insulation, so I just wanted to test them out, see how my feet would hold up, and the socks did amazing. Highly recommend them. I have a thyroid issue that causes my hands and my feet to just basically run cold all the time, which is really annoying when you try to go hunt, because especially in colder temps, you got to be really careful about making sure you pack enough hot hands. And I always take my boot blankets with me, and I put hot hands in those, try to keep my feet warm, put those on the outside of my boots. Take a hand warmer and throw some hot hands in it for my hands. It's just, it's a pain in the butt having to deal with it, but it is what it is. But today, those socks, I mean, they didn't keep my feet warm. My feet still got cold, but they run cold all the time anyway. But they didn't get cold to the point where I had to do something about it, or I had to come out of the woods, right? Like that's a huge bonus for me today, was testing out these socks. So highly recommend them. Go check them out. Darn Tough socks. Yeah. All right, guys, we're on the road, so hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you enjoy the actual getting the shot on camera. It's always cool trying to do that. I was able to do that for my wife's buck last year. I hadn't been able to do it yet for me personally. This is the first time I've been able to make it happen, so really pumped about that. But that's it. That's where we're going to leave it, and hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a good one.